keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm Caitlin Lockerbie. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay Plus at 10:30. And the big story right now is the winter storm impacting temperatures right here at home and across the southeast United States right now. The Florida Panhandle saw record-breaking snowfall. Take a look at this video. More than 8 inches in some areas, doubling a record from the 1950s. New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama, also breaking records. Both cities haven't seen this much snow in more than a century, and you can see some people really enjoying it, sledding with whatever they have right now. Just jeans in some cases there. Developing now, travel shut down across the south. In Lafayette, Louisiana, the city saw its first blizzard warning ever. That's where the Weather Channel meteorologist Lynette Charles is right now. And Lynette, I know the temperatures are in the teens there.
Yes, Caitlin. Yeah, temperatures are in the teens right now, but that was after a record start of 4 degrees. So we actually broke the record of 6 that was set back in 1899. So we broke a long-standing record. As of now, of course, the temperatures have risen a bit, but we are going to stay in the refrigerator for a while because we still do have the snow, but we're still dealing with the ice. So that is definitely going to keep the air refrigerated as we continue through the rest of today and in the forecast. We actually don't go above freezing until the end of the week and into the weekend. But in the meantime, we've been watching what's been going on here. Lots of sunshine happening across the area. So it does look like a beautiful day. If you do plan on getting out in this, though, you definitely do need to take it by your feet. Don't get out on the roadways because we're still dealing with plenty of ice coming in across the roadways. We still do have bridges, of course, overpasses that have been shut down. You're looking at Pinhook Road right now, and this is an ice skating rink. And the sun, you know, it's good to look at. It feels good on your skin, but it's actually helping melt it a little bit, but still not enough because our high temperature today is only going to be about 30 degrees. So we're not really even going to get above freezing. And then we will start to see again more freezing as we go in through the overnight hours as well. Caitlin?
Yeah. And Lynette, they just don't have the infrastructure there, of course. Like you said, stay off the roadways. Typically in the south, when you see any kind of accumulation of snow, it's usually gone the next day. So schools are closed in the area. Some roads are closed too, right? What's the business aspect like there right now?
Yeah, so schools are still closed. In terms of the businesses along Pinhook Road, we can see that businesses have been closed as well. Not a whole lot of people. I actually saw a few people from the hotel that we're staying at. They had to actually walk the icy roads to go get some food from somewhere and then bring it back to the hotel. But it's a dicey, icy situation here. It's quite dangerous as well. Another thing that we had, when I woke up this morning, I came down into the lobby and there was a group of power crews and they were meeting about where they were going to be distributed. There was a lot of power crews in the parking lot, and then they came out slowly one by one. I spoke to one and they said that they were actually being dispatched to Jacksonville, Florida. So you can see neighbors helping neighbors. That's what it's all about when we're talking about times like this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is so widespread right now. Jacksonville seeing snow as well. Lafayette Regional Airport closed this morning. They do expect to reopen later on today, though. Is that correct?
Yes, and so hopefully they're opening today because we have a flight out tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But again, everything is, you know, by the time. So I would definitely call ahead and just make sure because things could change. Conditions, as I'm seeing it as of now, is still not looking that great. Of course, we had the snow yesterday, blizzard for the first time ever in Lafayette. But of course, the ice is always worse, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Icy conditions. You just can't get around on ice, and I don't care where you are. You can go far north. You're not even going to be able to get around the ice. So of course it's really a sticky situation here this morning. So again, if you do have plans to travel, just make sure you call ahead so you're not disappointed showing up at an airport that is still closed.
All right, meteorologist Lynette Charles, thanks so much for joining us from the Weather Channel there. Get home safely when you finally can. Stay warm. Our meteorologist Colleen Campbell is with us right now, tracking our temperatures here at home. We're seeing them very cold for our area too, but I guess they'd be laughing at us in Lafayette, right? In the teens there.
Yeah, Caitlin. Well, we had some impressive snow reports in the Panhandle, and we're going to go over those right now. But yes, it is very cold. Tampa, we just had that cold rain throughout the morning yesterday, and it really extended into the afternoon, the evening. It just was nonstop, and we're going to have some rainfall totals for you later as well. We really didn't get any wintry weather here. We did have have some reports of a little bit of ice pellets mixing in around the Tampa area, but of course it didn't make its way down to the ground. But look at these snow reports. Milton, these are record breaking for the Panhandle, close to 10 inches. I mean, I never thought that I would be reporting on snow in Florida. I've worked in many snowy markets, but this is something different, I'll tell you that, and it's historic. Radar right now, we still have some snow that's working through the Outer Banks. That is pushing off the coast. As far as Jacksonville, they are drying out. In fact, the rest of us will continue that drying trend for today. Still a little bit of moisture out there. It's just a raw feel as you walk out the door. We still have temperatures that are not far from freezing. Crystal River sitting at 34 right now, and then 36 over in Brooksville. So still very cold out there as you head out the door. And this afternoon, with all the cloud cover and the extra moisture in the air, it's just going to feel so raw on your skin. So make sure you layer up, wear those winter layers. We did have a weather impact alert this morning that we did allow to expire, but we have some more weather impact alerts coming for later this week due to the cold. For now, we're going to toss things over to Miss Sarah Rosario for those roadways. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Colleen. Oh, so nice to see our little Weather Channel friend in Lafayette. My husband's from that area, so it's nice to see them there. They're saying feels like temperature, just the chief meteorologist over there, like 5. Wild. Okay. Where are you going today? If you're going to be driving over the bridges, here's a look at the Howard Franklin Bridge. It's looking pretty good. No big delays to tell you about. We have a travel advisory across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge because of some wind, but no big slowdowns to tell you about across the Skyway or really anywhere right now. We're looking great. All of our drive times are in the green, 10:37. The dreary weather we had still sticking around, but not the rain, and that's good for us. If you're getting over the Skyway, drive times less than 10 minutes in both directions. And our road weather hazards, you can see areas of Sebring. If you're going to be driving through that, maybe dealing with some slick conditions. And eastbound along I-4, as you're going to be getting out of Lakeland, has some delays as well. This morning, we are starting to see several delays and cancellations at Tampa International Airport. With this winter weather across the country right now, we just checked the big board 1 minute ago. 54 delays, 16 cancellations. Make sure you check with your airline before you head to the airport over the next few days, Caitlin.
We're going to see some widespread impact here. You can stay on top of the winter weather this morning on 10 Tampa Bay. Our app, we have all the impacts from this storm from Texas to Jacksonville, and our temperatures here at home too. We'll also send you up to the minute weather forecast right to your phone. Here at home, we're learning new details in a deadly shooting out of Tarpon Springs now. A 15-year-old boy is in custody and facing charges. This happened on Starlight Cove just before 8 o'clock on Monday night. Investigators say the teen shot and killed 36-year-old Candace Stinson. Police have not said what led up to the shooting yet or what the relationship between the pair is. Right now, the investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, you're asked to call Tarpon Springs Police. A scam alert now out of Pasco County. The sheriff's office warning you about look-alike website scams. Scammers create spoof websites trying to trick people into providing payments and personal information. Experts say spot a fake by always looking for a padlock symbol in the browser bar. That'll help tell you if the site's secure. You can also see how long the website's been live by looking up the domain. And as always, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Time right now, 10:39. It's President Donald Trump's second full day in office, and already this week a federal judge will hear one of multiple challenges to the president's executive action against birthright citizenship. At last check, more than 20 states have filed legal challenges to the order, calling it unconstitutional. And right now, the Trump administration is moving swiftly on his promise to end diversity, equality, and inclusion programs in the federal government. CBS News' Jared Hill has the very latest.
Thank you. This morning, the Trump administration is already preparing to defend one of the president's newest executive actions. Tomorrow, a federal judge in Seattle is set to hear arguments in a challenge brought by several states against his order that seeks to deny birthright citizenship to the children of undocumented immigrants and people here on temporary visas.
No president can unilaterally change the Constitution on a whim.
Tuesday, Trump issued another immigration directive, reversing a Biden-era policy that banned deportation agents from making arrests at sensitive locations like schools and churches.
We're getting them out of the country.
His border czar says targeted enforcement is already underway. At Tuesday's National Prayer Service, the bishop at the National Cathedral made a direct plea to President Trump.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
Trump said the sermon didn't move him, posting overnight the bishop was, quote, nasty in tone and not compelling or smart.
I didn't think it was a good service.
As the president works to overhaul the federal government, overnight CBS News obtained a memo directing all federal employees in roles related to diversity, equity, and inclusion be placed on paid leave by the end of today and canceled all trainings related to diversity. On the economy, Tuesday, Trump announced billions in private sector investments in artificial intelligence.
It'll ensure the future of technology.
Meanwhile, today, more of the 1,500 plus January 6th rioters he pardoned are set to be released. Jared Hill, CBS News, Washington.
Yesterday, President Trump announced a full pardon for Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht. The FBI once called his underground website the most sophisticated and extensive criminal marketplace on the internet. He'd been serving a life sentence since 2015, which Trump called ridiculous. Happening today, the city of St. Pete and the Bay Area Apartment Association, they're hosting a hurricane recovery rental housing fair this afternoon from 3 to 7 at the Coliseum. The event connects people who are displaced right now following last year's hurricanes with short-term and long-term rental options. The city says this is going to help support recovery efforts and the city's commitment to affordable housing solutions. And right now, across the Bay, Mayor Jane Castor addressing the city of Tampa about its growing bike network. The city's current Green Spine cycle track will expand north and up Nugeo Parkway. These phases will grow the track about 3 miles, safely connecting through neighborhoods like North Hyde Park, downtown, and Ybor City. Construction is expected to be done by this summer. All right, binge watchers, listen up to this. That includes me. Netflix is hiking its monthly fee for U.S. subscribers, so that means you and me, by anywhere from $1 to $2.50, depending upon what plan you have. The increase comes after Netflix reported a gain of nearly 19 million new users over the holidays, thanks in large part to its live programming. NFL taking over Netflix. The streaming giant says the cost for adding an extra family to an account is staying at $6.99. Well, this morning, Southern California continues to deal with the threat of wildfires. While people are already devastated around Los Angeles, they're trying to put back the pieces of a community that's been turned to ashes. Girl Scouts here in the Tampa Bay area are doing whatever they can to help. 10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean live in studio right now, and these girls are paying it forward after a really tough hurricane season here at home. They all know all too well devastation.
Yeah, they know how it feels. I mean, it's not the exact same, but it's a lot alike. You know, that's what the Girl Scouts are all about, though. Here in Tampa Bay, many of the Girl Scouts know what it's like to deal with the disaster after those devastating hurricanes this past year.
Molly Rosario has been a Girl Scout for 11 years. She found out early on that it was something much bigger than cookies and crafts.
Everybody is very supportive, and it's just really nice to have like automatic friends in the Girl Scouts.
And she realized just how much support she gets from all over the world during the hurricanes, including from troops in California.
And they wrote cards to us when we were in these storms, and we just wanted to inspire them and feel like they are also not alone.
Molly's mom, Jennifer, is her troop leader. She knew they needed to return that support when she saw the wildfires leaving entire communities in ashes.
So I immediately started looking up ways to give back. Maybe we can give old uniforms, our Girl Scout handbooks. They probably lost all that in the fires.
But first, the thing they could do the quickest is that small token of support that meant so much to them. Make and send cards.
You're always told you're part of a sisterhood, right? This is a global movement, and it's in times like this that we experience it. When people started reaching out, it was like someone else sees what's going on, right? And that there are other people who are not in the middle of this crisis who are there for you and who can do things to help you, whether it be big or small.
And they really emphasized how important it is for the girls to get back to normal
Right.
after a disaster like that.
Right.
They really, after
A new
dealing with
sense
so
of
much,
normal.
yeah, they want to get back into a routine. They want to find places to meet and get back to their troops with their friends. So these girls are going to try and help make it possible here locally.
These are a fan favorite, for sure.
It
I
always
spotted
comes
those the second she came up here with the cookies. I was like, I know what story this is.
And it all comes back to the cookies for the Girl Scouts. I mean, we think it's just, we get to eat yummy things, but the money from these cookies goes to the Girl Scout troops, a portion of the proceeds, and then they can decide what can be done with that. So they can choose to use that funding to donate items or supplies to girls who have been through a disaster like in California, and that's what a lot of them are planning to do. They can also use it for fun projects for themselves to continue to learn and really build those entrepreneur skills, as you mentioned earlier today.
Seriously, a lot of business skills, a lot of presentation skills, and it's huge.
So it's a win-win. When you buy cookies, we get to eat the cookies, and they get to learn and help others.
That's what I was saying earlier. So we're just giving back. It's all about donation. Eating the cookies, it's all for a good cause.
Yes.
That's what you can tell yourself. And it is. It is. As you eat the cookies, all goes to a very good cause. Yeah.
Eat some cookies.
Enjoy them. All right, well, if you went to Dunkin' this morning to grab a coffee here at home, you may have seen this guy. Thunderbug was out there. The Tampa Bay Lightning mascot just debuted his Thunderbug Bolt Jolt coffee. Sounds just what I need when I wake up in the morning. This is a blueberry cobbler iced coffee. Now through the remainder of the 2025 NHL season, fans can enjoy the Bolt Jolt at participating Dunkin' locations throughout Tampa Bay. Maybe Thunderbug will be there to throw a straw right at you. Looks like a good time. He's spotting the munchkins too. All right, the world famous Budweiser Clydesdales, they are back in Tampa Bay making several appearances. Later today, you can catch them at Sparkman Wharf. That's from 4 to 6. You'll also see them marching in the Parade of Pirates this Saturday for Gasparilla. The Clydesdales have been a symbol for Anheuser-Busch since 1933. Well, scenes from the Deep South show historic snowfall for dozens of states from Texas to Florida. In just minutes, an update on the impacts of this rare storm and just how long the effects are going to be sticking around.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30 right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Well, as we've been telling you all morning long, more than half of the states in the U.S. are under an Arctic freeze as parts of the Deep South face rare, unprecedented cold and snow. Naomi Ruckham shows us scenes of blizzard conditions as this now deadly weather takes hold of tens of millions of Americans.
From Texas to North Florida, scenes of snow are surprising about 40 million Americans.
It's beautiful. There's just no words to describe it. Snow on the beach, who would have thought?
In Gulf Shores, Alabama, snowy beach fronts were a first for those who came out just to witness it all, while students at the University of Southern Alabama went sledding. As parts of more than 30 states are in the path of the frigid front, New Orleans is experiencing its biggest snowfall on record.
This is unreal. We're loving the amount of snow, and it's just fun to be out here.
But while some make memories, emergency officials are sharing warnings of slick roads and black ice, hazardous for drivers who aren't used to these conditions.
The next 24 hours are our most dangerous.
At least 4 people have died in the storm, 2 from the cold in Austin, Texas, and 2 others in Alabama. In northern Florida, a state of emergency declared with many businesses and schools closed.
It's snowing in Florida, and I want my children to be able to tell their children and their grandchildren that they were able to experience this in Florida.
Parts of the Panhandle saw half a foot of snow, shattering long-standing records, with one meteorologist proclaiming the storm will go down in the history books as the Gulf blizzard of 2025. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Yeah, it's so crazy to see the video all over the place. Areas of the South that never see the snow, don't even have the plows or the infrastructure ready for it.
I know. I get flashbacks to, I was in Texas during the February freeze.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, you're right. If they don't have the salt trucks and the snow plows and things that they have up north, I mean, this just lasts for
literally
weeks.
paralyzing for them.
Yes, that's a good word for it. So we have this map, courtesy of our morning meteorologist, Amanda Pappas, that she put together showing the current snow cover, and you can see it extends all the way from southern Texas, southeast Texas, all the way up to, well, of course, West Virginia in the north. They're used to snow. They have it pretty often. But this recent event just blanketing the Carolinas, Georgia, again, Alabama, places that normally don't see snow, let alone this much snow. So yeah, it is a crippling event. It's a historic event, and you know, it can be very dangerous, especially when we have cold temperatures. Even though the moisture is out of here, when all of this refreezes tonight, like I said, I was in Texas during that February freeze, and the problem is it just stays on the road. So this will be something that's going to affect those folks for days to come, and this is coming down to our own state here. So let's get into our area, right? Back home at Tampa Bay, we just had a cold rain that just lasted all day. And I was saying to our other meteorologists here, man, we had to get some record rainfall, right? It just felt like the faucet was on all day long, but we came close. We didn't make any records. Tampa was probably the closest record that I saw. Tampa had a little more than an inch for that date yesterday for the record rainfall. We came close to it, but most locations had anywhere from a half inch to almost an inch of rain. Now, these are just select spots. Usually airports is where we get most of our information from. So some areas absolutely could have had more, but just going off record data. As far as the last times Tampa saw snow was 1977. Some of you may remember that event. And then before that, over in 1899, yes, they kept records that far back. That's when we had another accumulation, just a dusting. Now, we have seen flurries fly around, but it just didn't stick to the ground. So remember, with snow, we absolutely can have some flurries. You have to have that cold column of air at freezing from the top of the cloud base all the way down to the ground. There's different forms of precipitation. Of course, black ice is a major concern in a lot of areas at night and in the morning, and then also freezing rain. So thankfully, most of the moisture is moving out of here. It's no longer in the Sunshine State, but like I said earlier, the problem is when that all refreezes. Take it from a northern girl. You don't want to be out on the roads early in the morning or late at night if you have anybody that's up that way in those areas affected by the snow. As for us, back home, again, temperatures are in the mid-30s right now. We have some upper 30s in places like Newport Richey, Wesley Chapel, Dade City. We have some 40s that are starting to pop onto the board. A little bit milder for our inland locations. Seabreeze is sitting at 48 right now. But get this, with the winds that we have, and it's still going to be breezy this morning, we have temperatures that feel like they're at freezing for places like Safety Harbor, Tampa, Temple Terrace, Lutz. These are just Pinellas and Hillsborough County, of course, but this can be included for our northernmost areas as well. The next 12 hours, what to expect. It's going to be a very raw day. Most of the moisture's moved out of here, but temperatures are only climbing into the low to mid 50s for today. And with that cloud cover, it's just going to feel very cold and bitter to your bones. As far as the moisture, again, most of it has pushed on out of here. We still have some hanging down in the southern end of the peninsula and some snow that's still caught around the Outer Banks. You can see that highlighted there. But Miami, actually, they're going to be bracing themselves for some colder temperatures as well. That's that snowfall forecast. Here's that 7-day. So we do have another weather impact alert that we're putting in place for Friday morning as well as Saturday morning. And you can see why. Look at these low temperatures in the upper 30s, mid 30s for Saturday with Gasparilla. So that means if you have any plans to go out early, Gasparilla, make sure you layer up, because in the afternoon, look at this. We're going into low 60s. That's a 30-degree change in just a couple of hours, from sunrise to about 3, 4 o'clock. Hey, Sarah, good morning. How's those roads?
Hey, Colleen, good morning to you. If you're going to be driving right now, the wet weather, the rain that we had earlier over our roadways appears to be much improved. We're looking a lot better here all across Tampa Bay, and we're not seeing as many delays either or crashes. All good news as we get the rest of our day going here on this Wednesday. You made it to the middle of the week. Here along US 301, there's a crash here, and we are seeing slowdowns near Harney Road. This is impacting the northbound lanes of US 301 through this portion of Tampa. Also looking at the rest of our Bay Area, we still have that travel advisory in place over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge because of wind. No more rain to contend with. Things are looking great here along portions of US 41, I-75, and US 301 as well. And then as we get closer towards Tampa, if you're going to be driving through this area, we do have this crash here at Parsons Avenue, and the road is closed from Empire Place to Wheeler Road.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Just into our newsroom right now, Bradenton police have arrested the father of the suspected driver in a deadly hit and run. They say evidence suggests Jose Torres helped his son Julio get away after the crash on Saturday. He's now being charged with accessory after the fact. Right now, Julio still on the run. Take a look at your screen here. This is who police are looking for. They say over the weekend he was driving down 15th Street West. He lost control, hit a pole, and then ran over a man. Right now, there's a $3,000 reward for tips leading to his arrest. If you know where he is right now, you're asked to call Bradenton Police, or you can make a report anonymously via Crime Stoppers. Next for you on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, new equipment right here in Tampa is helping endangered sea turtles. In just 90 seconds, we take you to the Florida Aquarium to show you this life-saving technology.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The wheel you love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Morning news you can watch live or anytime.
With 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
With breaking news from overnight, weather to plan your day.
Make sure that you have a way to get alerts. I'm going to continue to follow these storms
and much more exclusive content you can only find here.
But when life happens and takes you away from the story,
10 Tampa Bay Plus has you covered.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected when you have time to catch up.
Watch 10 Tampa Bay live weekday mornings from 5 to 7.
Or on your time with 10 Tampa Bay Plus. When the weather changes, you feel the impact. And you told us alerting you when the weather turns severe is the most important thing we can do. That's why 10 Tampa Bay is taking forecasting to the next level with Weather Impact Alert Days. So you'll know when to be alert, how the weather will impact your day, and how to keep your family safe.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected with Weather Impact Alert on 10 Tampa Bay and 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Well, take a look at this. Brand new equipment and a cute turtle there at the Florida Aquarium is helping to rehab more endangered sea turtles. The aquarium is using MASH units, which stands for Mobile Aquatic Sea Turtle Holding. These 8 portable pools help expand the aquarium's capacity to help these sick and endangered turtles. Right now, 4 loggerhead turtles rescued from the icy waters of Massachusetts, the coast there. They're getting life-saving care in the new MASH units here at home. And my goodness, I'm glad for them that they're in there and not out in our cold waters, because
I was
chilly
just
here
thinking
too. Massachusetts, I guess, even more chilly, but Florida is not warm right now.
Yeah, this is very unusual weather for us. Today, we're only warming up to the mid-50s, low 50s in other locations, and tomorrow too. Tomorrow we have more rain moving in. It's mainly going to be in the morning, and then Friday and Saturday we issued another weather impact alert for that cold with the winds. Feels even colder. You know the drill by now, but Saturday is Gasparilla, so that's pretty important. Make sure you layer up.
We're looking at you Tuesday in the 70s.
Yeah, looking forward to when this cool will go away and back to the warm. Parsons Avenue northbound, there's a crash here for drivers headed through Hillsborough County, but the majors are looking good. 75, I-4, everything else is really looking A-okay as we get our day started on this Wednesday.
All right, have the heat on. All the news continues right now here on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Frank Wiley will join you at noon.